Welcome back to Egan Brooks' Psychology channel. Today we're going to be talking about why action is everything and how to simplify your understanding of when you do take action versus when you don't take action because you're scared of the associated fear around taking it. So, I've divided this page into two simple pathways because I want you to understand what happens when you don't take action versus when you do. So the reason action is so important to take, no matter what, no matter how small, whether that's, we have career ambitions, we have social media aspirations, we want to do the things such as going to the gym, try a new idea. We just want to do something and we have this urging drive to put ourselves out there, but we're quite scared. This is why doing the thing is the most important thing. So every time we take action, this becomes an experience. It becomes something that we go through, a series of moments. So let's say for me, I start a podcast. The action is starting a podcast. Now that ultimately becomes an experience of me reaching out to guests, me learning how to interview, me learning what I want to talk about. Even when you go to the gym, for example, that's an experience, just committing to going to the gym. Now, everything along with that is you're learning more about choices and diets and your habits. You start setting goals. So the action of doing the thing, going to the gym, doing the podcast episodes, it creates an experience, a series of moments put together. Now, over time, you're going to start to collect information. And the more experiences, the more action you take, the more information. Now, through this information, you are going to get a lot of lessons and knowledge, things you wouldn't have known at the start. Now, through my journey with podcasting, social media, studying psychology, the more I did, the more I learned. And I had a lot of ambitions to do other things, but I was thinking about those goals through the level of knowledge that I had acquired at that point in time. Whenever we make a decision, we're making a decision based off what we know through what we've experiences. Now, the way to make better choices and to progress is to go through more experiences so we have more lessons and knowledge, which allows us to make better choices and progress. Ultimately, we have a new base of skills to take action from, and this creates positive feelings within us because we get inspiration and growth because now we know more and we're excited to take this lesson and knowledge to more of the choices that we're trying to make. Let's flip it and go to the other side. Why are we so scared? Now, obviously, we know that it stems from a fear. Something is holding us back from stepping out of our comfort zone and sharing our ideas or taking action, going to the gym. And it's going to look so different for everyone. So I'm not going to go into too specific of examples, but I'm going to talk about this word perfectionism. I think that corrupts a lot of us. We want to have the perfect product, the perfect business, the perfect YouTube video. This is a prime example. I'm focusing on quantity over quality because I know over time I'm going to figure out what is a valuable experience. And that's something I learned through podcasting. The more you did, the more you realize what people like. So perfectionism leads to procrastination. And what that means is I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, I don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know how to do the thing, I don't have the skills, I'm not qualified. And then we start procrastinating. And often the really skillful people will do something called positive procrastination. It is doing everything but the thing you want to do. So I delayed starting my coaching business. I delayed making this YouTube channel, which I wanted to do for a long time, because I told myself that it's not worth it. It's going to take ages. And the reality is, it sometimes will. But without taking action, I wouldn't have learnt all these things that I'm learning. And I'm not going to experience growth in new ways. Often we restrict ourselves to growth in things that we are familiar with. Now, this is why you often have someone who is highly specialized in one domain, such as going to the gym, doing the mindset. But for me, I'm trying to diversify my skill set, put myself out there in totally different ways, because that leads to growth and knowledge, which gives us inspiration to take more. The positive feedback loop is incredible. But what happens with this perfectionism thing is procrastination. We either distract ourselves in a positive way where we're taking action, but it's not direct and aligned with what we truly want to do, and we tell ourselves that it is worthwhile. Or ultimately what a lot of us do is we just tell ourselves that it doesn't matter, we're not good enough. But the reality is you gain the experience and you gain the skills to be good enough, to be qualified by doing the thing, by taking the action. Because when you procrastinate, you don't get any experience. You don't accumulate this information and this knowledge through the mistakes and the failures. Now, a quote from the founder of Toyota, I think, was something like, "Success is 99% failure." And all that means is a series of micro evolutions. So every tiny little mistake, or sometimes it's not even a mistake, but an experience. What went well? Why did it go well? How can I continue to implement these things? Ultimately, that is experience, information, and you start to learn and reflect on the journey. How can I do more of it? What did I like about this? Get the feedback from people. But without that, if we just stop and we just sit on the sidelines, we aren't going to experience disempowering emotions, because it disempowers us. It makes us feel less and we vibrate less energy. We constrict ourselves and we don't show up and take the action we want to. So, and these negative feelings that push us in these little boxes, it reinforces the cycle of, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough. And then we start to just keep distracting. Oh, I'm not ready. Oh, I don't have the experience. I'm not qualified. Oh, I feel bad. And then suddenly we're squeezed up. But through relaxing and being like, I don't need to have the answers now. I can let go of this expectation that I need to be ready. Being ready comes from doing the thing. That gives me the experience, and slowly I start to learn. The only thing holding you back is the fear, the story that you tell yourself that you need to have the answers when you start. All of the answers and the insights and the growth comes from the action, because you learn so much about what it takes to succeed. And whatever that looks specifically with your pursuits, whether that's me for podcasting, coaching, or whether it's for you in your business or the gym or health habits or this new entrepreneurial route you're going down, you gain the success that you're after by starting and figuring it out. It just takes a bit of courage. So that's what I'm going to end today with. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. How will it feel to not live the life you want because you were too scared to take the action? This is what I sat with for a long time. I never was able to take action because I was too scared of what people were going to think. But ultimately, I had to realize that I'm only going to have the success, gain the knowledge, learn the things I need to learn to get there by taking the action. So I had to step out of my comfort zone, and that's what it is. A series of continually stepping out of your comfort zone and realizing that it's okay to not have the answers. Things will figure themselves out. You'll learn, you'll grow, you'll find new people. Things will start coming into your life when you're able to stop putting the pressure on yourself. If you're scared, that's okay. It's not a negative feeling. It's just disempowering. And the way to overcome that is lean in and step into the feeling. Do it anyways. And I've done that many times throughout my journey. And that's slowly allowing me to gain more experiences, more lessons, more knowledge, more growth. And this positive feedback loop, because it's very inspiring, the feeling you get after doing something that scares you. So if you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. We're at the beginning of the Psychology with Egan journey, and I'm excited. I hope to build some long-time listeners with you and hopefully inspire some change in your own life.